Maya had a box full of crayons, a head full of questions, and a pocket full of maybe. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can't. Maybe it will be fun. Maybe it will be scary. She used to stand at the foot of the town's big hill and imagine all the things that could happen at the top. Some days she pictured a picnic with clouds shaped like animals. Other days she imagined a giant who might take her crayons away. The maybe in her pocket turned into a weight. And soon Maya found herself choosing safe things. The same sandwich, the same path, the same sign. Maya's best friend, Leo, loved hills. He climbed, skidded, rolled, and came down shouting stories that made Maya's hair stand on end. "You should come with me to the top," he said one sunny morning, tying his shoelaces extra tight. "There is a view that makes you feel like you can hang a kite on every cloud." Maya filled with a crayon and said, "Maybe." The town's oldest resident, Grandma Nur, watched Maya with wise, kind eyes. She had a garden of wind chimes that sang when the breeze touched them. "Maya," she said one afternoon, handing the girl a small, smooth stone. "Rock climbs no one, but trying does. Take this stone. When you feel maybe, hold it and remember that maybe can mean we'll see rather than I won't try." Maya clutched the stone and put it in her pocket beside the bunch of maybes. That weekend, the town announced a festival at the hilltop. Kites, lanterns, and a storytelling stage. Maya wanted to go more than anything in the world, but the path to the top was steep and full of roots. On the morning of the festival, she stood at the bottom, feeling the maybes in her pocket like tiny pebbles. Leo tugged her hand. "Come on, there's a kite called Sky Dancer, and it's for the bravest climbers," he said. Maya's stomach did a little somersault. She pressed Grandma Nur's stone and whispered, "Maybe I can." Step by step, Maya started. She found her feet on a path lined with buttercups and found that every step made the hill a little less enormous. Birds darted like paper airplanes, and at one point a rabbit hopped across her path as if to cheer her on. When she slipped on a wet root, Leo helped her up, and she laughed at the mud on her shoes. Other climbers cheered when a toddler climbed with her tiny determination. Maya felt surprised at how much courage felt like a warm blanket rather than a battle armor. Halfway up, the path forked. One trail looked easier and promised shade. The other was steeper but showed glimpses of the view. Maya hesitated. The familiar maybe whispered 1,000 reasons to choose the safe trail. She reached into her pocket, gripped the smooth stone, and thought of Grandma Nur's words. Maybe could also mean let's find out. She chose the steeper trail and felt a tingle of excitement that chased the worrying maybes away like wind chasing leaves. At the steepest part, Maya met a boy named Jonah, not the fisherman. Another Jonah who was shaking because he feared heights. He had come to the festival with his little sister and wanted to help her fly a kite, but his knees wobbled. Maya remembered her own maybes and gave Jonah a kind smile. "We can take it slow," she said. Jonah nodded, and together they climbed, one careful step at a time, helping each other find holds on the path and making up silly rhymes to keep their minds busy. They discovered that the rhymes distracted them from wobbling knees, and every small success made them believe in the next step. Near the top, Maya hesitated again. A gust of wind blew a kite free, and the kite danced high and far, its tail like a curly comet. For a heart-stopping second, Maya wished she had stayed home, where curtains are predictable. Then she thought of the warm soups at Grandma Nur's, of Leo's loud laugh, and of the little stone in her pocket. The maybe felt lighter. She took one last step and reached the summit just as the sun began to dip like an orange into the sea. The view was more wonderful than any picture she had imagined. The town below looked like a patchwork quilt, with cars like tiny beetles and the river a shiny ribbon. People cheered, and someone handed Maya a kite. It had blue and gold stripes and a little star stitched into it. Maya's hands trembled as she held the string, remembering the maybes in her pocket. She thought, maybe I can't fly this kite well. Maybe the wind will tangle it. But she also thought, maybe it will soar like everything I've hoped for. For a few moments, the kite swooped clumsily, then found a steady current and climbed like it had rocket shoes. The string hummed in Maya's palm. Children nearby clapped, and Maya grinned in a way that reached her shoulders. She had done it, not perfectly, not without mistakes, but she had tried. That night, lying in her bed with Grand Manure Stone on her nightstand, Maya celebrated the little victory, the way she had turned her maybe into a yes that didn't have to be loud to be important. Days turned into weeks, and Maya's maybe changed. Sometimes it still felt like a pebble, especially when things were new and scary. But she learned to hold the pebble and ask, what if I can? She tried painting with a new brush and made a picture with a purple elephant and a sun-wearing sunglasses. She learned to tie knots for a kite string, made a tiny speech for her school's assembly, and once to everyone's delight led a small parade of kids to the park with a paper lantern, shaped like a friendly fox. Maya's journey taught her some simple truths. First, trying does not guarantee success, but it always gives you a story worth telling. Second, asking for help does not mean you are weak. It means you are smart enough to share the load. Third, courage is not the absence of worry. It is the decision to move forward even when your hands are a little shaky. One afternoon, a new family moved into the house at the end of her street. There was a shy little girl peeking from behind a box of dishes, holding a stuffed fox close. Do you want to come with me to the top of Maybe? Maya asked, remembering her old maybes. The girl's eyes widened. Maya's heart did too. Maybe, she whispered, and Maya smiled. Then let's find out. Maya walked beside the new girl to the base of the hill and taught her the rhymes she and Jonah had used, the tricks to find the best roots to step on, and the way to tie a kite string so it didn't slip. Together they climbed, and when they reached the top, the view made them both gasp. The new girl's face lit up like a lantern. We did it, she breathed. We tried. Maya reached into her pocket, where the little stone fit like a quiet promise, and set it on top of the hill so someone else could find it. It was a small stone, but it held a large idea. That maybe can begin 1,000 adventures. If you listen carefully on soft, sunny afternoons, you might hear Maya and her friends counting steps and cheering kids up a hill. And when you feel a maybe in your pocket, try holding it like Maya did, as a question that opens doors rather than a lock that keeps you out.